of the news tonight. Global community commemorate thank you, stresses importance of gratitude. Governor Yade reaffirms decision to support Southern Senatorial District candidature for governor in 2023. Plus, motorists in Calabar hail plan to revamp refineries, hoping the developments will ensure moderation of petroleum pump price. Details in just a moment. Good evening and welcome to NTA News at 7. I am Ode Alenyo, and now the news in details. Thank you is a statement through belief, but of what value is it to the people? Correspondent Nkoyo Etim seeks to find out this on the street of Calabar, especially as the world marks the day as International Thank You Day.
You brought this to me.
Yes, now.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
You've done it well.
Oh,
thank you very much.
International Thank You Day is an annual celebration observed on January 11th every year. It is a day set aside to show appreciation to those who made your life better and happier.
So I think it's good to thank. First, be grateful and thank you is what it should be.
I want to thank whoever organized the day because it is giving me the opportunity to thank God publicly because God is faithful and He has not failed.
Thank you is a word which you can tell people that maybe somebody assists you or somebody give you something. You can tell the person thank you.
The respondents say thank you is a way of showing a heartfelt gratitude to someone who has in one way or the other impacted in their lives.
Thank you is an appreciation, and they say appreciation is actually an application for more. So whatever somebody gives to you or does for you, no matter how little, it is pertinent for you to say thank you.
I do tell people thank you. Like, thank you simply means when someone gives you something, showing an expression of gratitude for what someone has done for you or given to you. Maybe someone dashes you money or sends you money, you have to tell the person thank you. Even if it has to do with food stuff, you have to tell the person thank you.
When someone gives me something, I can tell the person thank you. Like, sometimes you greet somebody, like good morning ma, and she will reply, sometimes they will say thank you, or sometimes they will say morning.
Thank you is actually a lifestyle, and it also helps the person that gave you something to actually know that you actually acknowledge the stuff you gave to them.
When somebody did something for me, I will say thank you to the person, showing how grateful I am because of what the person, and the person saying thank you will be happy that I appreciate what he or she did to me.
With this celebration day on the calendar, respondents noted how important and need for people not to hesitate to utter this simple word thank you whenever the need arises. In Calabar, Nkoyo Etim, NTA News.
The state governor Ben Ayade has reaffirmed his decision to support a Southern Senatorial District candidature for governor at the 2023 general elections. The governor says his decision is predicated on morality, equality, and justice. Paul Eber reports.
Governor Ben Ayade says his commitment to ensuring that power reverts to the Southern Senatorial District of the state come 2023 is irreversible, as the measure will enhance peace and unity in the state. The governor insists that the South has credible people with capacity to be governor, as he calls on others from other senatorial districts to give up what he calls the practice of crude democracy.
There's no moral conscience in democracy. Democracy is blind to ethnicity, is blind to religion, is blind to fairness. So in Cross River State, to be able to balance that as governor, having been here, and I just made a declaration that my successor will come from the South. And indeed, he will come from the South. My role is to be fair. The South has produced, the Central has produced, the North has produced. Let's go back to the South and run the race again. For equity, for everybody to know that your turn will come one day.
Governor Ayade therefore calls for a paradigm shift to consider the minority in the polity and promises not to play God in choosing a successor. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
As Nigerians look forward to the proposed removal of fuel subsidy Motorists in Calabar are hopeful that with the plan to revamp the refineries, the initial increase in petroleum pump price will subsequently be controlled to a moderate pump price regime. Achibombasi reports that this is the view of motorists and key players in the petroleum industry. He reports.
The federal government announced plans to totally remove subsidy from petroleum products by February this year, and this means that pump prices of petroleum products will increase. To literally keep an eye on expected pump price increment, the federal government recently declared that 2 major refineries in the country will be rehabilitated. Already, the usual fuel scarcity and black market operators, which used to be a recurring decimal years ago, are virtually non-existent, especially during the festive season, as many Nigerians look forward to the proposed new policy on petroleum products next month.
75, they will not give you change, and you only see in the meter 175. You don't know what is in the tank.
I commend the fact that there is no queue in the filling station, unlike before, but the price is very high.
However, when contacted, the newly inaugurated Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority says there is no need for Nigerians to panic, as maintaining petroleum pump price and ensuring stability of the product remains a major focus.
The overarching need to maintain the pump price, make it stable, is important. So as we regulate jointly or individually, we should be mindful of the impacts on the ultimate consumers.
Players in the industry say their major challenge is the dredging of the Calabar Channel, which is about 8.5 meters to accommodate the navigation of bigger vessels. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Cross River State has recorded 17 COVID-19 infections out of the 420 new cases published by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control on Monday, the 10th of January 2022. According to the figure released by NCDC, Lagos State topped the chart with 103 cases, followed by Kwara State, which recorded 90 cases, Akwa Ibom 49, FCT 39, Kano 33, Rivers 31, while Ogun State recorded 17 cases. Others are Kaduna 15, Edo 11, Niger 9, Oyo 5, Abia 1. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of the disease recorded so far in the country to 281,732. Partial adherence to COVID-19 protocol characterized first day of school resumption in Akwa Ibom State. Clement Barkui at some public and private school within Uyo Metropolis reports that there were high turnouts of students and people. The reports.
From sources that will last for ever. Such sources cannot be exhausted.
It is the first day in school for the second term 2021-2022 academic session, and public primary and secondary schools in the state are already open for full academic activities.
Before we resume, we always have a pre-resumption meeting, and we have done that.
Today is the first day that school has resumed, and the turn-up is wow.
When we go to the school, exactly what they said is what they were doing.
Some of the students and pupils are happy to be back after the Yuletide celebrations.
So how do you feel resuming school today?
I feel fine. I feel great. I saw some of my friends.
I'm looking forward to going higher. I don't want to remain in SS3. I just want to leave and then achieve all my set goals.
While few schools are observing COVID-19 safety protocols, majority of others do not seem to comply fully with COVID-19 protocols, particularly in hand washing and temperature checks. In Uyo, Clement Barkui, NTA News.
You are watching news reaching you live from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at YouTube/Nta Calabar. We'll go in a short break. We'll be back in just a moment. Good, you are still there. Welcome back to the rest of our news. Whilst group of companies located at Utumeyo Crescent, Didemusangiso Road, Calabar, is a consulting specialist in road construction, electrification, drilling of boreholes, as well as renovation of schools. Rika Ibi reports that the organization set out time to meet with 8 contractors to chart a way forward on 8 existing projects in the 3 local government areas of its operation in the states.
It is customary for most organizations, companies, and parastatals to meet either at the end of the year or the beginning of every year to review and strategize on impact work assessment of the organizations. And so, it was not out of place for WALS Group of Companies, a consulting organization to Akbabuyu, Odukbani, and Calabar Municipality, to meet with their development partners in order to interface on achievable projects for the year 2022.
I advise them to stay calm as we are making sure working in partnership with the Commission as well as Cross-River State Government to make sure we synergize and bring this project to bear.
We are going to be working with every contractor who have been with us already, who is already registered with us.
Some contractors in the meeting expressed optimism that the hope and aspirations of the organization will be achieved through a more legal framework to benefit the host communities.
Where we failed last year, we're going to succeed this year here. Any area we could not make sure that we're going to recover all the possibility. I want to thank God that they were able to call a meeting at the first week, the first month in this very beautiful year 2020. That means something good is coming out of it.
And we are happy from what words have told us their journey so far, the hiccups, the challenges, God made it a bit easy for them. And we are hoping that definitely before the year runs out, all the projects might be fully implemented.
There was an interactive session where questions were asked in some gray areas. WALS, a group of companies which started in 2008, is one of the fastest growing consulting companies in Cross River State. In Calabar, Erika Ivi, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo received in audience the Greek Foreign Minister Nicholas Georgios Dandias, who is on official visit to Nigeria. State House correspondent Jide Onifale reports.
Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema led the delegation to the office of the Vice President after a number of MOUs of mutual benefits had been signed by both ministers. Issues discussed at the meeting include how the economic ties between the two countries can be strengthened, maritime security, and the security challenges in the country and Africa, as well as combating the COVID-19 challenge.
And we think that the opportunities are just limitless for cooperation. And also to thank you very much and to thank the government of Greece for the donation of vaccinations. The pandemic remains remains a major threat for the entire world. And we have taken very serious steps in ensuring that we are protected and protect our populace as much as possible and collaborate with the rest of the world in ensuring that we're able to do as much as we can to prevent the spread of the pandemic.
Generally on the issues of security in the sub-Saharan Africa, which us as Greece, but mostly as members of the European Union, have a big interest. Also, we would like to be a part of a bright economic future of the region. We believe that Africa is the fastest growing region in the world, has the youngest population, and we have to help the development of Africa, among others, in order to address also the issues having to do with migration.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo assures his visitors that Nigeria is playing its part in seeing the COVID-19 pandemic to an end, and that government is ready to cooperate with other countries on this and in ensuring peace in Africa and elsewhere in the world. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has officially announced Amina Mohammed of Nigeria as Deputy Secretary General of the World Body. Adebola Brooklyn reports.
Amina J. Mohammed,
solemnly declare and promise to exercise.
In January 2017, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres swore in Nigeria's Amina Mohammed as Deputy Secretary General of the global body. Shortly after the UN General Assembly reappointed Antonio Guterres for a second time in June, the UN scribe said Nigeria's Amina Mohammed will serve with him for a second term. During a media chat in New York, the United Nations spokesperson Stephen Dujarric said the formal confirmation of Amina Mohammed followed her successful first tenure, recognizing her contributions in the UN robust response to socio-economic effects of the COVID-19 crisis.
Ms. Mohammed's leadership helped advance the conceptual shift from the UN that member states called for in adopting the Sustainable Development Goals. The Secretary General expressed his appreciation for the Deputy Secretary General's leadership of the UN Sustainable Development Group and her determination to reinforce the collective results and maximize the impact of the UN development system on.
The global body also sympathized with Nigeria on the recent attacks in Zamfara State.
He extends his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. The Secretary General urges the Nigerian authorities to spare no effort in bringing those responsible for this heinous crime to justice. The Secretary General reaffirms the solidarity and support of the United Nations to the government and people of Nigeria in their fight against terrorism, violent extremism, and organized crime.
President Muhammadu Buhari had vowed that the federal government will not relent in the current military operations to get rid of those who have been terrorizing innocent people. Adebola Brookslyn, NTA News.
The State Police Command has declared Ngio Ifeanyi Maxwell missing. Ngio Ifeanyi Maxwell hails from Udi local government area of Enugu State, a staff of Infectious Disease Hospital, IDH, New Ejeli Road, Calabar. Ngio Ifeanyi Maxwell is 40 years old, dark in complexion, about 1.70 feet tall, speak Igbo, Tiv, and English language fluently. Ngio Ifeanyi Maxwell left the office on Friday, 31st December 2021 to unknown destination and has not returned. All efforts to trace his whereabouts proved abortive. The command is hereby appealing to the general public with useful information to report to the nearest police station or the police public relations officer Irene Ubo on GSM number 0706-896-7268. Ex-Nigerian interim leader Enes Shonekon is dead. He died at Evercare Hospital in the Lekki area of Lagos State at the age of 85. Chief Enes Shonekon was the head of the interim national government that succeeded the junta of General Ibrahim Babangida between August 26 and November 17, 1993, before he was ousted in a coup by late General Sani Abacha. And finally, a recap of the top stories. The global community is commemorating Thank You Day with emphasis on the need to show gratitude to those who deserve it. Governor Benayade has reaffirmed his decision to support Southern Senatorial District candidature for governor in 2023. We also heard in the news that motorists in Calabar are hailing the plan to revamp refineries, hoping that the development will ensure moderation of petroleum pump price. That is it on our news tonight. From me is good night.